What's happening? When you have prayed to Jesus, the prayer request is going up. You can feel it. You don't have to strive. You don't have to put weight on it. You don't have to cry about it. You don't have to speak to so many people and say, you pray for me, you pray for me, you also pray for me. Then they say, go to such and such a place and do this puja and pray. Then another friend says, no, there's a more powerful place. Go there and do this puja. That's how it goes, isn't it? Then you go to this place, next week to another place, all hoping that your prayer request will be answered. But you know, when Jesus is in your heart, you know the conveyor belt is working. Say with me, because Jesus is in my heart. What I have prayed for, Jesus is interceding. You understand the word intercession? Auntie Hiranti mentioned how prayer goes on for a nation. Intercession. What does that mean? The little prayer we gave, Jesus goes on with it 24/7. What must we do? We must mention the name of Jesus. Say with me, Jesus. What does the name Jesus mean? Yeshua. God saves. He always saves. Saves the situation. Saves difficult things. He saves. He's an expert in saving. And how do we know Jesus lives? How do we know Jesus is in our heart? As we keep saying, Jesus, please help me. Jesus, this is my need. Jesus, I feel badly treated by this person who should have loved me better than this. You are saying this. Things you can't tell anybody else. Moment you say it, you find boom, 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 boom. What is boom, 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 boom? Jesus is praying the same prayer, intercession. Say with me, intercession. Intercession. He's not, immediately you feel, this Jesus is doing this better than I could do. That's why there's only one mediator between God and man, and his name is Jesus Christ. He's the way, the truth and the life. There is no other. How we can come to God? Only by Jesus Christ. And we know it is true when we make a prayer request saying Jesus, He takes it over. And every time we are burdened, it is going up. It is going up. Every time we are burdened, the prayer request is going up. Jesus is taking up. Jesus is taking up. We had this wonderful testimony from this father, and he said how badly disturbed his son was, and the school was complaining. He began to come for our prayer services. Our staff at the Empathic Learning Center on Friday 6:30 began to pray. Within 5 weeks, the school headmistress said, God has done a miracle. He said in the first 3 months of the school, every day or every other day, school phones and tells the father, this child is very boisterous, hitting other children. Please take this child, do something. What are you doing? Why are you not doing? Then he said, 5 weeks he came. Not a single complaint after that. Shall we say thank you, Jesus? So it's a sure way. When you lift up this prayer request, Jesus begins the intercession. Say with me, I pray. Jesus takes over intercession. So the conveyor belt is moving. Even when we are not praying, the conveyor belt is moving. Jesus, that's how we know Jesus is alive. There are many other ways by which we can know Jesus is alive, but because the conveyor belt is moving, Jesus is taking up this prayer request. So when our first consideration is loss of faith in a situation. You didn't expect it to happen, but it happened. You felt small, you felt slighted, badly treated by people who should have known better. Jesus comes and takes it over. Secondly, inherited identity, loss of faith, because of your social background, because of your caste, or because of the kind of area you come from. You know, we live close to Oval, let's put like that. After all, Thomians go there, Royalists go there. Do Peterites go there? Josephians? I remember for a long time, Royal Thomian was played here. So when we were younger, we used to come this way to hang all the Royalists on the Kajupulan tree, of course. But when God gave us this property, we were worried. And others said, other senior ministers said, Lalit, where have you gone? How are you going to survive here? Then I remember Pastor Colton said, I know you are a praying man. God will look after you. He was concerned because we have come here. And first week we find shouts and shrieks. Ladies are going in front of there was no, even the lampposts didn't have lights at that time. People are snatching their necklaces, and there was a gang in Magazine Road, and there was a gang in Obesagarapura, and a third gang in Gothami Road, and they had warfare. There were murder. But thank God, within 1 year of we coming here and taking to prayer, all that's settled. Now we have called the area around Oval, we no more call it Vanathamulla. It's not a nice name. We call it Jivanodaya. Our people go there constantly. And those children come here. Those adults come here. Today, a young man came, I think he's in heroin. He cried and cried and cried and he fell down. There were 20 new people. I prayed for each one of them. Manju prayed for quite a lot of the ladies. Quite a few had come from that area. Because Jesus came into an area with a bad reputation. You know areas with a bad reputation? Areas get a bad reputation, isn't it? You don't want even to say, my parents came from that area. So this is by inheritance and family line, something bad, loss of faith and shame had come. Jesus takes it over. Why? Jesus came to an area called Nazareth. You remember? Area called Galilee. And in Galilee to a place called Nazareth. And when people heard that this great rabbi who's doing so many great miracles have come from Nazareth, what did they say? What did they say? Have you said like that? Great teacher. How can it be? He's from Nazareth. In fact, one chap called Nathaniel said, can anything good come out of Nazareth? And then we get our campsite in Jayala, Pamanugama, Sedawata. And first few months the police jeep goes there 3 times a day because it supplies illicit liquor to the city. All kinds of things happen there. But within the year of we taking up prayer, Jesus changes the vicinity of our campsite. Those people have been so good to us, and campsite is such a wonderful place, beautiful place, a God heaven where all our boys of the rainbow home is. So if you have had some loss of faith coming because of a family line, father lost a job, father got into a scrape, everybody knows in your township, this is that, or whatever, cast it on Jesus now. Please cast it on Jesus. Just say, Jesus, my family background, any slight, my home difficulty, I cast it on you. Just do it. Jesus takes over. You will feel it. Jesus takes over. Jesus takes over. Jesus takes over. Because they vilified him because he came from a bad area. He knows all about it and he takes it over. He's living, he's present, he knows the troubles we go through because the scriptures say he suffered all what we suffered. He was wounded for our transgressions and the infirmities, the weaknesses we feel, he went through. He slept in the boat, he felt tired. He knows what rejection is. He knows what squibbling is. He knows what scorn is. He knows what sarcasm is. He knows what envy is. He has been at the end of all this. So when we go through these things, we can look to, say with me, I look to Jesus. He's real. He's present. You can cast it on him. And when you do that, you find the conveyor belt is working. What is the conveyor belt? Jesus taking it over. Say with me, Jesus taking it over. So it's a conveyor belt that takes the bad things and brings back good things. Do you understand? Jesus' intercession. He ever lives making intercession for us. Who lives? Jesus Christ. How many mediators are there between God and man? 1 Timothy 2:5. There is only one mediator between God and man. His name is Jesus Christ. He ever lives. Important thing is living. Who's the only person who came from death to life? Only person. Only person. Who? Jesus Christ. He's the only living person, isn't it? Do you get one relic of Jesus? Don't you like to worship the hair of Jesus? Must have been nice hair, isn't it? What do you think? If we have one bone of Jesus, just to remember, nothing. Grave was empty. Would you have a living Jesus or his jawbone? What would you have? Anyone opting for Jesus' jawbone? What are you opting for? Jesus? Will you put your hand up and say, Jesus living? Jesus living. Only mediator between God and man. John 14:6, He's the way, the truth and the life. No man comes to the Father but by Jesus. What's the name that heaven listens to? Jesus. I must quicken now. Thirdly, aesthetic loss of face. You may be feeling your looks are not good enough. You feel shy to go to a place. You may be feeling you're not very fashionable. Once I remember when Dinali was very young. No, she was not even born. Where her mother was young. She got a wheezing attack, and I think I got in the vehicle with them, and I quickly went to Vijayarama Makati Hospital, and I went in there, and the matron came out, and I said, I had a good friend, I said, is Dr. Jayasinghe there? I mentioned him by the first name. I said, is Saroj there? She looked at me. I also looked at me. No shoes, no socks. In the rush, I have gone barefooted to Makati Hospital. And my shirt didn't look good. I didn't look a doctor. That's what happened. I had mild loss of face. Those who know me, you know that I recover face pretty fast. What is shoes, isn't it? Anyway, I said, I have come suddenly. Anyway, we got the thing done. But I had a little loss of face because I wasn't dressed appropriately for the query I was making, isn't it? You must be dressed appropriately when you're making a query like that. Have you been in a situation like that? You felt a little out of place. Everybody was dressed well. They knew the dress code. And another day, I went with the coat, all the buttons on. Then Roshan told me, you know, brother, you normally don't put the last button. I said, okay, and I removed it. Another day I went with a striped shirt and a striped tie. Then he again told me, you don't wear a striped shirt and a striped tie. Now I know that. Now it's pretty matching, isn't it? So have you been in situations like that? Because of dress, looks, you know. I mean, I was pretty confident about my looks, but my dress patterns. Thank God for Jesus. We know that on the cross, they removed all his honor. And you remember Jesus said, if they take your outer coat, what did Jesus say? Give them also your inner garment. Because they can take away outside glory. But Jesus has clothed us in the inside. And Jesus said, if they strike you on the other cheek, we have another cheek that nobody can mess with. Because we are God's children. Jesus has adopted us. Put your hand on your left cheek and say, I have a wonderful opinion about my left cheek. If they strike me on this cheek, it's okay. I have another cheek. I know it is well done. It is in the image of, seriously, it's in the image of Jesus, isn't it? We get into situations, we meet people who run us down. No point getting angry with us. We remember Jesus, who gave us a living example. He said, turn the other cheek. If they force you to go a mile, he said, go a second mile. For all this, we need Jesus in my heart. So this is aesthetic loss of faith. 4. inferiority, loss of faith. That is, you go to a job and you feel you are not skilled enough. Everybody else is more skilled than you. You